And then several weeks go by, and I'm going to lead up to my Facebook post because that's kind of why we're here. That was in the third week of April. And to put it in context, at that moment in time, if you remember, 90% or so of my Facebook post wasn't even about constitutional rights. That was part of it. But it was about who could work and who could not, and who could make a living for their family, and who wasn't able to. And I use this example, but I think it's important because it's not a hypothetical. The Snohomish County Courthouse is under construction and still is to this day. Those folks showed up and worked on the courthouse every single day during COVID-19. And you could look across the street in Everett at private property, and our governor would not allow private construction companies or anybody else to have a construction project. That's just not fair. That is not fair. I believe the government should treat people equally. And if this thing is so bad, we should all be sitting at home, not just part of us. You have a right to make a living for your family. So that was frustrating. I'll be honest, my Facebook post, I spent a few weeks on it. I had other people looking at it. And I kind of held it because I wanted to give this governor the benefit of the doubt. We're in strange times. No leader at any level can be perfect all the time. You can't expect perfection, okay? But you gotta expect that there's some logic behind those decision making. And the other example I use, which might even be more blatant than the first, is that pot shops have been open every single day during COVID-19. I mean, come on, you guys, really? Right? You got a guy that owns a construction business that might go dig earth somewhere in a field, right? But that's how he makes a living for his family. That's not okay. But pot shops are open for recreational marijuana. Come on, give me a break. So anyway, I got fed up. And the governor called a special press conference, and he was giving them like once a week at a time. This wasn't a scheduled one, this was a special one. And he was under a ton of pressure from the building industry for the construction stuff. And I'm like, this is the one. He's going to at least ease up a little bit. We're going to get on that path. I was looking for a glimmer of hope, a glimmer of inspiration, anything, right? And it just didn't happen. It didn't happen. In the same span of time, I'm talking to people in the community. I'm talking to other people in very high up positions. I'm talking to friends and family. And we're talking about all the stuff I'm talking about you today. I'm talking with them. And it's the same thing. They agree. I don't know if they were just agreeing to agree, but they were still frustrated at the same disparate treatment of the government to the people of the state of Washington. Well, and I'm thinking, okay, well, if we all feel this way, why the heck isn't anybody saying anything about it? Well, now we know why, because it can be a couple of times. So I've been working on this thing. I read that thing like 25, 30 times before I posted it, but after that press conference, I looked across the couch at Jill. I go, that's it. This has to happen. I'm going to do it. Hit send on that thing, and my whole life changed after that. So, as we all know, that can happen. So a couple million people have seen it. I've never had anything like that happen. I wouldn't recommend it. I don't know that I would want to have it again. But you know what? It needed to be said. So we're here, people call it controversial. I don't think it was controversial, especially if you sit down and read the whole thing.
Come on.
Was it provocative? Oh yeah, it was absolutely provocative. If you're going to take on the sitting governor as a brand new sheriff, there's probably going to be some repercussions, and there have been, and that's okay. But no, it needed to be said. I felt there was an entire span of people in our community that did not have a voice, but wanted a voice, and I just finally said something, and that's where we're at today. And I'm learning through this political stuff that people don't take too kindly to that on maybe the other side, if you will. I don't like to be divisive at all. I like to be positive and unifying. But when you speak the truth and it has an impact like that, man, they don't sit back and take it. And that's what this recall is all about. Vince went into a little bit about the recall folks, and these are the same folks that want to defund the police. And there was a Herald article just about last Friday, I think. And that was one of the headlines that Sheriff Fortney says it's the same people as defund the police. And the comments were a little crazy on social media saying, hey, you can't align one with the other. And just wait, you guys, because we are. I have pictures to prove it. So when you hold a protest at the Snohomish County Courthouse to defund the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office, and I can look out my office window and see the lead recall attorney Okay, speaking at the protest to defund the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office, you're dang right I'm going to link the two. Yeah. They are the same. So that's on them. I don't know honestly how they do it. I couldn't get up every day and put my life energy, which we all only have so much of it, into something negative. I just can't. And I've told several people in the crowd, hey, if you want to run against me in 4 years, that's the process. Bring it on, right? That's valid. That is good stuff, you know. Debate is good. You want to ask me tough questions and ask them tough questions and see who gets elected in 4 years, that's fine. This recall stuff is not the way to go. This is divisive. I don't think our community wants it right now, but as they are loud on the other side, let me tell you. I do think it is a very small amount of people. I don't think they have a huge following or anything like that, but they are relentless. They're not dumb people, okay? They're smart people. But man, I do not think they have the interest of the community. I just do not. They are the anti-cop, defund the police, like I said, crowd. So anyway, so that's why we're here tonight. We're going to push back. I said this at an event the other day that deputy sheriffs don't go around looking for fights. It's actually the last thing we want. We don't want that. But if you're going to bring a fight to our door, then we're going to give it right back at you. And that's we cannot let a small group of people in our community, which I would say is just a very small portion. We can't let them overturn an actual election of November of last year. We can't allow that to happen. But it's going to take work. And I got to tell you, it's just this last 3 weeks that we've been planning this event and getting ready to ramp up this recall, fight this recall thing. It's exhausting, you guys. And I'm going to need everybody's help in this room and then a lot more. That's real when we ask you to, hey, share things on social media and things like that. That stuff is impactful. It's really impactful. And so if you're able to donate, I can't stand talking about money and that kind of stuff, but if you can, great, I appreciate it. It does take money to get our message out. And I can assure everyone in this room, my message is going to be positive, it's going to be unifying, and it's going to be law and order, and it's going to be supporting the police, and it'll be good for the community. It is not going to be negative. I refuse to do it. So. Yeah. Anything that you guys can do to help along the way would be fantastic. So yeah, we're ramping up. Jill and I had no idea we'd be holding events like this literally 8 months after taking office and working all of 2019 campaigning and doing things like that. But we're going to do it. We are all in. I am not going anywhere. And so... we are trying to take advantage of the new guy in office and all that kind of stuff, but I don't think they have any idea what they're up against. So when I'm all in something, I'm all in something. If I got to be out here every day or the next 6 months doing this, that's what I'm going to do. So we have a vision for Snohomish County. The voters bought off on it. It's the right thing to do. So I will do everything. I don't care how long it takes. They have 6 months to gather signatures. That's the frustrating part about these recalls, is it hangs over our heads for that long. So they got to get 44,000 plus signatures by March 10th, I think is the date, and then the auditor has to count them. If they get them, there will be a recall election. If they don't get these signatures, and this is my goal, then this thing's dead. It goes away. There's no... So we had a couple supporters at an event earlier this week wanted to come up and sign our petition at the booth. We're like, no, you don't want to sign the petition. We don't have one. They have one. So the only one out there gathering signatures is the other side. So just help get the word out. Don't sign that thing, friends and family. And listen, and I truly mean this. I said this all of last year. If you have a small neighborhood group, a large group, section, they can be my distractors. I truly don't care. I will come in front of any audience. I will answer questions about what the police do, why we do it, my vision for Snohomish County. I will come out. So if you have a group, large or small, we're willing to do that, because they are pushing a false narrative out there, and we are going to have to push back. That's what we're going to spend the next 6 months doing. So. I'm going to wrap up. Thank you guys. I can't do this without you. I can't thank you enough for coming out here on a Saturday afternoon. to fight this recall thing. You guys are great. I appreciate the support. Thank you to Kirby. I have literally been listening to Kirby on the radio since the mid-90s when I was in the Navy. Yeah. That's so cool. Boxes in my garage the other day. It had 570 kVA, Kirby Wilbur, 9 to midnight. That was a long time. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Kirby. Thank you for all the speakers. Thank you for being here. I'm going to stick around as long as it takes. We got a booth over here. If you want to donate or anything like that, sign up to volunteer. We'd be happy to have you. But thank you guys so much. This is a fantastic kickoff to fight this recall.
Yeah.
Okay.